Shenzhen. A city that was once a quiet fishing village, now a pulsating heart of China's economic revolution. In 1998, this city, buzzing with opportunity and raw ambition, would become the birthplace of a tech empire. But in this moment of immense potential, there was one man who dared to dream beyond the horizon. Pony Ma was not born with a golden spoon. Raised in Guangzhou, a city teeming with life, he grew up amid the everyday struggles of ordinary people. But his mind, that was different. Unlike many of his peers, he wasn't drawn to the comforts of the world around him. He was drawn to technology, to the unknown. Pony Ma wasn't just a student. He was a seeker. A dreamer in a world on the edge of a digital revolution. After completing his studies in computer science, Pony knew the world was about to change, and he was ready to change it with his own hands. And so, in the summer of 1998, Tencent was born. A humble office, a handful of young minds, each of them believing they could change the world. Their first project? OICQ, an instant messaging service, inspired by the likes of ICQ. But OICQ was not just another product. It was a bold promise to connect people, to bring them closer. The road ahead was anything but smooth. OICQ was simply another face in a crowded market, but Pony Ma and his team weren't discouraged. They had one thing the others didn't: a vision. A belief that communication could be revolutionized. But success doesn't come easily. Tencent's first blow came when AOL, the giant of the digital world, sued them for copying ICQ's name. It was a devastating blow. Everything Pony Ma had worked for could come crashing down in an instant. But this was not the end of Tencent's story, it was only the beginning. In the face of adversity, Tencent didn't just fight back. They reinvented themselves. The name was changed, OICQ became QQ. It was a small change, but a crucial one. QQ would go on to become synonymous with social connection in China. With QQ, Tencent began to capture the imagination of millions. It became a bridge, a lifeline, for people, young and old. It wasn't just a messaging app, it was a cultural phenomenon. It was the first taste of digital life for an entire generation. And Tencent, against all odds, was becoming a force to be reckoned with. As the 21st century roared into the future, Tencent was not content with simply being a leader in instant messaging. The world of technology was expanding rapidly, and Tencent needed to expand with it. Gaming, a new frontier, called out to them, and Tencent answered with gusto. In 2004, Tencent launched QQ Games, a massive success, opening the door to a new era of online entertainment. From simple farm games to highly competitive multiplayer games, But it was Tencent's gambling spirit that would define their future. In 2011, they made a game-changing move, acquiring Riot Games, the creators of League of Legends. It was a risky investment, but Tencent saw something others didn't: potential. And when League of Legends became a global sensation, Tencent had staked its claim as the undisputed king of the gaming world. Esports was born, and Tencent was at the heart of it. The company's games became not just a pastime, but a global competition, bringing people together from across the globe. Tencent had become the leading force in digital entertainment. But it wasn't just games. In 2011, Tencent launched WeChat, a messaging app that would redefine the way people interacted. What began as a simple communication tool quickly transformed into something far more powerful: a super app, where users could pay, shop, and live their entire digital lives. It wasn't just about convenience, it was about control. WeChat was a revolution, an all-in-one ecosystem that became the digital lifeblood of China. With over 1 billion users, Tencent's dominance was undeniable. But with power comes responsibility and scrutiny. As Tencent's influence grew, so too did the attention of the Chinese government. The company was no longer just a tech firm, it was a national force, and that meant the world was watching. The government began to impose strict regulations, especially on gaming. Concerns about addiction, especially among young people, led to drastic changes. Tencent had to adapt fast. Tencent didn't just sit back and resist. It retooled. They introduced gaming time restrictions for minors, launched campaigns to educate the public on responsible gaming, and began to focus on healthy digital environments. Tencent's reputation was tested, but it never wavered. Yet, while the regulations in China kept tightening, Tencent's ambitions stretched beyond borders. They began investing in global ventures influencing the future of gaming, entertainment, and tech worldwide. From AI to the metaverse, Tencent was crafting a future that blended the digital and real worlds. In just over 2 decades, Tencent transformed from a small startup into one of the most influential tech giants on the planet. Its story is a testament to the power of vision, resilience, and the unwavering will to adapt. Tencent's journey is far from over. From a small office in Shenzhen to reshaping the digital landscape across the globe, Tencent's legacy is already written, but the future, that remains to be seen. What do you think about Tencent's rise to power? Let me know in the comments below. And don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more inspiring business stories from Breakthrough Biz. Until next time, keep dreaming, innovating, business genius. Ryanair's strategy might seem ruthless, but it's undeniably effective. Unlike what you might expect, Ryanair doesn't buy older planes to save money. Instead, they order brand new Boeing 737s in bulk. New planes are more fuel efficient, reducing long-term costs. By sticking to a single aircraft model, Ryanair streamlines training, maintenance, and operations. This level of efficiency allows Ryanair to offer flights for under €30 while maintaining profit margins as high as 35%, far above the global airline average of 2.7%. The downside: Ryanair's methods have inspired some competitors, but few airlines take cost-cutting as far. While this approach is brilliant from a business perspective, it has earned Ryanair a reputation as one of the most hated airlines in the world. And Ryanair's response? They lean into it, often with unapologetic humor and trolling on social media. But love it or hate it, Ryanair's model has reshaped the airline industry. Chapter: Ryanair. Ryanair's CEO, Michael O'Leary, is infamous for his bold and outrageous cost-cutting ideas, many of which have made headlines. From charging passengers to use the bathroom, to removing toilets altogether to add more seats, introducing a fat tax, or even selling standing tickets, his suggestions have often left people stunned. But O'Leary insists these measures would enable Ryanair to offer even cheaper flights, which, as he claims, is what customers ultimately want. He once explained, charging for toilet access makes perfect sense. It would discourage people from unnecessary trips and reduce queues around the lavatories. Of course, none of these ideas were ever implemented. In fact, Michael later admitted many of his statements were never serious. Instead, they were a brilliant strategy to generate free publicity. We had no budget for advertising or PR, so we needed someone loud to say outrageous things like charging for toilets or removing seats. None of it was ever planned, but it generated acres of free publicity. Free marketing. Ryanair saves millions on advertising by simply having O'Leary do interviews and make headline-grabbing comments. For instance, when asked why passengers were charged €50 to print their boarding passes at the airport, Michael bluntly replied, "Well, I think they should pay €100 for being so stupid." Another time, he joked, "If drink sales are slowing, we just ask the pilots to throw in a bit of turbulence." That always spikes sales. Ryanair also ran outrageous promotions, like offering tickets for just €1 on Valentine's Day, designed purely to grab attention. Controversy and complaints. While O'Leary's antics earned Ryanair plenty of free publicity, it hasn't been without backlash. The airline has faced countless complaints, horror stories, and even entire newspaper columns dedicated to their missteps. One infamous example was when a passenger was charged €50 to print out a boarding pass. Another time, hundreds of passengers stranded overnight after a cancelled flight asked if Ryanair would provide accommodation. O'Leary's response? Absolutely not. You booked a flight, not a hotel. One of the most criticized policies was charging disabled passengers up to €40 for wheelchair assistance. One woman recounted, "Despite booking assistance, I had to ask another passenger to push me to the gate. On my return, I waited an hour for help, sitting on the plane, getting colder and colder." The social media troll. Instead of addressing complaints with apologies, Ryanair has turned customer frustrations into viral content. For example, when a passenger complained about paying for a seat but not getting a window, Ryanair replied, "Read that again, but slowly. You paid for a seat." Another customer asked, "Where's my window?" Ryanair shot back, "Pay for the baggage you've stuffed under your jumper, then we'll talk." When someone mocked Ryanair's narrow boarding stairs by saying, "I'll bring my own stairs next time," the airline responded, "Bring your own plane next time." This trolling approach, while unconventional, has proven to be a genius marketing strategy. Ryanair's witty comebacks often go viral, drawing more attention to the brand and reinforcing their image as the ultimate low-cost airline. The bigger picture. Despite the controversies, Ryanair's no-frills approach has made it Europe's largest airline by passenger numbers. With fares averaging under €30 and flights sometimes sold for as little as €5, Ryanair has made air travel affordable for millions of people. As O'Leary himself puts it, "We don't treat you like royalty, but we're honest about what we are." Whether you love or hate them, Ryanair has revolutionized budget air travel, offering people the opportunity to explore Europe at prices that often rival train tickets. And in the end, that's what keeps customers coming back. So, there you have it, the story of Ryanair, a company that thrives on efficiency, bold strategies, and unapologetic honesty. While their cost-cutting measures and unconventional tactics might ruffle some feathers, they've undeniably reshaped the airline industry and made travel accessible to millions. Love them or hate them, Ryanair isn't just an airline, it's a symbol of how thinking differently can turn even the most unglamorous ideas into a global success story. What do you think of Ryanair's approach? Genius or just too ruthless? Let me know in the comments. And if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to Breakthrough Bizz for more inspiring stories of businesses that broke the mold and redefined success. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one on Breakthrough Bizz.